name is Steven Caple Jr. I'm the writer-director of The Land, and you're watching The Root. I started directing films probably in high school, learning and playing around with the camera. My audience was my mom, you know, anybody in my family, my cousins that were around, and we just played back on this old little beat-up VCR. And when you hear that family laugh, that's your first taste of like, oh man, you can control somebody or manipulate someone and how they feel. But I started professionally, actually when I got into USC. I think that's where the career started, where everything after that was kind of a move based on this can get me further in my career as a filmmaker. And I started writing stories, and I started directing shorts and directing music videos until, you know, my break came through. I consider my breakthrough with the whole filmmaking process was this short I did called A Different Tree. Premiered at ABFF, and it won the festival, and it sold to HBO, and that's when I started getting the attention of like the industry, and people were looking my direction, like, who's this kid, what does he have next? And then 2 years from that, we're here with a feature called The Land.
I shouldn't have to explain to you how dangerous this is.
That's it? Oh, I'm done.
We got something here. It's our time.
I can't figure it out.
So The Land is inspired by multiple people. It's my family, foremost. It has a lot of personal connections to my upbringing and that of my cousin named Cisco, which is also a name of a character in the film. And it's also based off of two kids that I followed / mentored back in Los Angeles. These two kids were dealing drugs, and as they were dealing, they were using the money to just specifically sponsor themselves in the skate world. So they're paying for skate competitions, buying, you know, skateboards and decks and stuff like that. But ultimately, I wanted to just have a film that finally showcased where I was from, which we don't see much, Cleveland, on screen. I also wanted to just, you know, tell an honest story about what happens when these kids get caught up, when they're sitting in bad situations and they're surrounded by horrible circumstances. They have to make certain decisions, and what motivates them. We do have Nas as an executive producer on the project. If you listen to all his music, he talks about the struggles in these areas. When I told him the script and what I was trying to do, we connected. You know, he was like, oh, you seem like you really care about this project and what you're doing for the community, and he's all about it. He got on board, and he was very hands-on, which was like very rare. Like, I thought it was gonna be like, hey, I'm Nas. Put my name on it, let me know how it goes. But it was like in the studio with me, watching clips, finding music, listening to stuff. My creativity and my ideas come from like everyday things. Like, it's like the smallest thing will inspire me. You know what I mean? I'll come across a weird looking box and be like, oh, that would be like a cool time machine. Oh man, like what if like a homeless dude had a box and he was trying to make like a time machine? Oh, what if like, and then it goes and it just keeps going, and then I'm somewhere else and I hear a song or something and it inspires a whole nother field. I'm like, oh, what if this dude had dreams while in this time machine and we didn't know the reality or difference between if it was a dream? Like, it gets deeper and deeper. A lot of people let their ideas sit, and I think that's an issue. So what I do is I keep a notebook with me at all times. If not, I have my phone. And I come back to it instantly. Like, I don't sit on it for a year or two or anything like that. I can implement them in another idea or another story. Like, they stay alive and they stay fresh that way. I'm doing a lot of writing and a lot of reading. Just looking for a lot of content. I'm a writer-director, so I kind of self-generate and make my own material. The biggest lesson I've learned while making this film and my first feature is to be totally submissive, man. You kind of have to let go and let the film take itself. I like to control things at times, especially when you're obviously directing. But when you have so many elements, like an ensemble piece cast that has their own opinions / really cool collaborators and can do their thing, and then you have the environment itself, you have to let go. Once you try to hold on to it and try to like keep it in a box, it's not necessarily going to be as great as it should be.